everyone, welcome to the Gema OptiFlex Pro video series. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the IG07 injector. With me is Jamie Argelin, our distribution manager, and today we're going to just talk a little bit about some of the advanced technology that the IG07 injector has and compare that to some of the other brands that are available on the market. Jamie, why don't you show us a little bit about the IG07 injector?
So now we're going to look at some of the engineering with the IG07 pump compared to some of the other pumps that are out on the market. So taking a look at them, some of the just general design, this pump is a 135-degree angle pump, and all the rest of them that you'll see out on the market are all 90-degree angle pumps. So it coming up and coming straight out to the hose. So a little bit more impact fusion problems that may occur inside these, where this one is a nice, smooth, steady flow throughout. The next thing that you'll see is all of them have two O-rings on each of them. The Gema one also has a separate O-ring at the bottom of it also, so it's not metal on metal connection. You actually get a little gasket in there, less opportunity for contamination. The next things that you'll see out on front we'll talk about are the quick disconnects. So the Gema ones, they are color-coded and keyed. They come on and off very nicely. They physically will not go on the opposite, and they snap back on very nicely. Moving down to the next pump, they pop off. This one is keyed, not color-coded. These are color-coded. And then the last ones that we have here, these are keyed. So just pull them back and they'll pull out. The next thing that you'll notice on the hose connectors is that you'll see that they have strain release on them. So these manufacturers will have strain release. The last one on the end does not have them. Starting to pull off the hose connector. Push the button, this one will come out. There's a retaining ring on this model. Very similar. This one's a little more difficult to get out. And so is this one here. Moving down through these, as you see, the hose connectors on the opposite end. I'd like to talk a little bit about the filters or the check valves that may be in here to keep any powder from going back into the control unit if they're not cleaned properly. So these here, I've loosened them up so you can see we have a filter down inside of it, and that's both on the supplemental here and on the conveying. The next model down, this actually has a spring and a seat in here to keep any powder from coming back into this point. No filters, but it does have a check valve that's built into it. The next model down, you'll notice that they have similar filter to Gema. And the last model on the end has no filtration on it at all. So air can pass directly through both ways. There are no check valves on this pump injector. So now moving down to the last piece I'd like to talk about, and that is the actual injector inside the pump. So the IG07 pump, when you pull out the insert inside of it, also we refer to it as a cartridge at this point, because what we have done is we have taken the injector out of the pump and put it into the cartridge. So this is the injector and the wear insert inside of it. The rest of the pump is completely clear all the way through. You can see through it, less chance for any impact fusion inside of it or anything to wear out on it. The next model that comes down, this is their insert, and then their injector is actually in the powder path, and it's a brass piece. I'll unscrew it. So you can see it, it is brass, it gets damaged. It does have to be replaced periodically. With the Gema, you get a new one every time you replace your injector. Moving down to this model, has a plastic cap off the back of it, and I've taken it out, and it does have a brass injector that can be pulled out and replaced. Last model on the end. It has a steel injector inside of it with a few O-rings that is in the powder path also. Moving down through the inserts, the last. So if you pull the inserts out of all of these, we talked about this is the injector for the cartridge for ours. The injector's in the very center of it. This is our one wear item. The next model this is their wear item. The injector's inside here. The next model, and then the last model. Now that we've taken these pumps completely apart, I like just to focus in on the IG07 and show you some of the great engineering, why that's so important that we've done the things that we've done. So that 135-degree angle, we've taken the injector out, it flows very nicely through. It comes in contact with the cartridge, and this is our replaceable, has the injector in it, and we can replace this every time it wears out. We get a new one, where any of these other pumps, we don't know exactly when they're going to replace this or when it's damaged or how often to replace it, and it could cause premature wear into their inserts. So every time this wears out, we give it a new one, and it is like it's a brand new pump. Some of the other features that are really nice are the filters that we have in it. Some other ones have filters, some of them have check valves, some of them have none. This keeps it from any powder from going back up into the hoses or into the control unit. The next time you trigger the gun on, what happens is you get that release of powder that comes back through. Great opportunity for contamination or damaging the control unit. So we want to keep that here at the pump where we can clean it out. A few more key features that we want to talk about are this hose connector being a conductive hose connector, mashing up with our powder hose that is conductive also to dissipate any static electricity. And then we also have the quick release on the end of it, which is really nice when you have to change colors multiple times a day. Rather than working with a knob, you can just push the button, pull it out. It's real easy to take care of and clean this way. The QDs, like I said, are color-coded and keyed. They come off very easily, strain relieved, so it's less damage to the hoses. Very nice and easily to come off. The engineering inside this pump is also designed to maximize the amount of powder output for the minimum amount of air that you're using to give you the best flow coming out to the end of the gun, so we can charge it very, very efficiently.
Thanks for watching this video on the IG07 injector. We hope you learned a little bit about the performance and value differences that Gema offers in the marketplace with the OptiFlex Pro products. If you'd like to learn more about the value and performance that Gema can provide you with the OptiFlex Pro series application equipment, check us out on our website at gemapowdercoating.com. And we look forward to seeing you on the next OptiFlex Pro series video.